And hello, good afternoon, or if it's morning where you are, welcome to another episode of Success Scopes with Carolyn R. Owens. Trying to get everything lined up here. Been trying to clean off my desk today, but Cindy's with us. You guys hear me mention her a lot, but when she comes in here, I'm happy to see her here. Hi, Cindy. And there is Carolyn Farron. Hopefully we'll see Danielle pop in soon too. Hi. And Diana. Diana, Carolyn, Danielle, and Cindy are typically the first ones here. But welcome to another episode. You guys know on Friday I wasn't feeling very well. When I couldn't hop on here Thursday and Friday I wasn't feeling well. So I'm almost there. I'm almost back to normal. You can still hear some of the congestion. This weather's been crazy. We had some really nice kind of warm days, and then today now it's cold. We got a little bit of snow, not anything worth much here, just a sprinkle and little snow flurries today. I think it's our time. I think now we're going to stay cold for a while and eventually get some snow, which I do not want. But welcome to another, and thank you for sharing there, Carolyn Farron. Thank you so much. Welcome to another episode here of Success Soaps. And for those who don't know me, again, I'm Carolyn R. Owens, and I am the chairwoman and CEO of Infinity Coaching Incorporated, where we help you up-level your skills so you can up-level your income, your business, your career, your life. So it's all about you having success on your own terms. And so today is the last Monday of January 2017, and we've only got 2 days left in the month. And it's a good time for you to start going over and just kind of assessing the month for goals or resolutions that you set for the beginning of the year. I started off the year with a scope that I did. It was actually episode 64, and it was all about resolutions or goals. And we walked through, the difference between a resolution, the difference of a goal, and really how do you set goals, some things for you to consider. And I hope you were able to use that information if you did write out your goals. But if you missed it, you can go to my, I've been uploading all the scopes onto my YouTube channel, and you can check it out there. If you go to infinitycoaching.net/YouTube, you can find that one. It was episode 64, and when we talked about resolutions or goals. So, did you set resolutions or goals? And I said, if you did, this is a time where, it's the end of the month, and kind of think about, are you moving forward toward that goal? Are you achieving that goal? How much closer are you to achieving that goal? And if you found that you haven't taken any action or you're not moving forward, it's time to start kind of ask why. Because you don't want to wait till the end of the year and you haven't really started looking at. I think this is what a lot of people do. They'll set goals, they'll have resolutions, and then they don't do the process of checking and going back and forth and checking in with themselves. If you don't have someone holding you accountable, hold yourself accountable. You don't necessarily need a coach or a mentor. If you're walking through the process yourself and really saying, hey, how much closer I'm here? What do I need to do differently? So here's some things for you to consider. If you're not moving forward, or if it's time when you're sitting back and you're kind of, it's the end of those 30 days and you really start looking at, okay, what's happening here? So, did you actually write the goal down? It's proven that if you write the goal down, and some people will post it, by their desk, or they'll post it on their refrigerator. Some people I've heard even put it on their bathroom mirror. When you write the goals down or your resolutions down, it is highly likely, more likely that you're going to achieve them if you actually write it down. And then if you've written them down, what about writing out action steps that go with it? A lot of people, I've seen people who will keep the goal right here. They never write it down, so it's just here. And so I was actually working with someone, and we were talking about her goals for the year. And when we had talked about them one week, and then we were talking again the next week, and she said, oh, can you tell me what they were? No, it's not for me to tell you what your goals were. If there was that passion behind it, if you were totally in alignment with the goals you set, you should be able to tell them to me without having to read them off of a piece of paper or, have me read them back to you. It should be able to be something that you're passionate about, you really want to accomplish, that you can tell me what those goals are. And so I had her go back and really take a look at it so that she knows, what are you focusing on this year? Or did you set too many goals? Some people will set 10, 15 goals. And when you have all of that, it's like having overwhelm. You've got so many goals that you're not taking time to really accomplish them. So if you have, say, 3 goals, and so that's another, if you study and have the statistics, that's another one, that if you have 2 to 3 goals, you're more likely to accomplish those. And so I set 3 overarching major goals, and then I'll have little kind of subsets underneath that relate to those goals that I'm trying to achieve, but they focus on key areas. And as I complete those, you can always set something else that you're focused on, that you're working on, but it allows me to say, hey, this is the business goal. I know what I'm going for, but these are all the other action steps that relate to it that are going to get me to this objective. But if you've set, say, 15, 20 goals, what are you really focused on? How is that all in alignment in the direction that you're going? Did you accomplish or really focus on any one of those goals? So think about, did you write it down? Do you have action steps? And do you have too many goals? Are you feeling that overwhelmed because there's just too many that you're focused on? And then if you're going through in your process of assessing your goal and you're thinking of, it's just the first month of the year, but also you may already be able to say, is this the right goal for me? I set these goals because it was what somebody else wanted for me. It's not what I was really passionate about. It was not what I really want to do. And so as you're going through this assessment, which I say just at least, you should be, thinking about your goals at least once a week, but not as structured where after 30 days, at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month, that you're sitting down actually kind of going through it and tracking your progress. You talk about goals being measurable. How are you really holding yourself accountable to say that you're moving forward? Are the goals in alignment with what you're passionate about and what your core values are? So that's something else to think about. If it's something that you're like, or there's a lot of things that we're going to be doing that we have to do that may relate to our goal, that we don't like those action steps. But what drives us is knowing, yeah, we may not like that step we have to take right now, but we know it gets us to the goal. And that's that motivating factor there. It's going to get us to the goal, even though we don't like doing it. Do you have someone to hold you accountable? I talked about holding ourselves accountable, but sometimes there are people who need someone else to hold them accountable. It could be a friend, it could be a mentor, it could be a coach, you could be in a mastermind or an inner circle. I've talked about those a couple times, and the difference between the mastermind and the inner circle. I promised I would get back into that a little more later to make sure you guys understand what the difference is. But just make sure that person that is holding you accountable has the right, they're not someone that's so personally invested in it that they're going to be trying to guide you in the direction that's not in alignment with your goal. And that, friends and family members can do that. That doesn't mean they don't love us. It's just that they are not, because sometimes it's hard for other people to see our dreams and to see our goals. And did you even share your goals with your family or your friends? And are they getting into your head already, telling you, you're not going to accomplish that. There's no way in hell you're going to get that done. And that's one of our biggest challenges. The people that we're closest to, the people that we're around, can be the ones telling us that it's not going to get done. Who do you think you are? Do you really think you can do this? And so that's a challenge for us, is really getting that noise or that out of our head, but the best thing that you can do is not continue to talk to them about it, but just show them. And when they see the passion behind what you're doing and how you are motivated, and because that passion and that motivation carries over to other areas of your life. And we often focus so much on the end result, the end game, that we're not enjoying ourselves in the process. And that's part of the thing. If you're passionate about your goals, if you're really in alignment with your values, you're going to be enjoying the journey. And think about it. If you're enjoying it, you're having more fun, and it totally impacts all areas of your life. It impacts who you are, regardless of the income, because it could change along the way. You could get married, you could have kids. There's so many things that can come into play where you bring other people into the process. But the journey. It's about that too. It's just not about the end game. And some people, that's what inspires them and motivates them, is that journey. And did your family members set goals too? You know, are you guys, there's some people who, and a lot of couples who at the beginning of the year will do this as a process together, and also include the kids. You know, do you have your kids setting goals? It's a great opportunity for them to learn it now while they're with you, while they're young, that they start being able to reinforce it. And it's be something, a tradition and legacy that you can carry on, that they understand goal setting, that they understand going for and achieving their dreams. Because you see, if you're the person who, you know, you have these dreams, there's things that you really wanted to do, no matter how small it is, because it may be small to somebody else, but it's huge to you, something that you wanted to do. And you set this goal and you don't do anything about it. You talk about it to your kids, but they see you giving up. They see you not moving forward. You're not pursuing it. It's like it's all talk, but your kids are watching you. And so that was the other part of this. And, you know, I talked about being 1 month closer to the goal, that we are in January, 2 days left in the month. We're 1 month closer to achieving our goals. But did you know that your kids are watching you? That, you know, when you're doing all that talk, you're influencing them by all talk and no action. And we need to be able to teach our kids, like I said, that they can achieve their dreams, that they can move forward. That we, you know, I believe we're all leaders, and we influence the people that are watching us. And every day, even if you don't have kids, there are people who are watching you. There are people, if you're telling them over and over again, year after year, you've got this dream, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that, but you don't take action. And that's the big difference. Most people don't take action. They talk about it, and then they're miserable, or they're blaming somebody else, or they have this excuse. But they're not the one taking responsibility and taking action. It's hard. Sometimes fulfilling your dream can be hard work. You know, you may have to work a full-time job, and you're taking small steps here and there to move forward. Or you may have to, if it's a dream vacation that you've always wanted to take, you may have to work extra hours or work 2 jobs to save the money to be able to do it the way you want to do it. You know, there are people who don't get to fulfill those dreams because they're not willing to put the work in to do it. But, you know, for those of us who are around, even your nieces, your nephews, and other children that you see interacting, what are we teaching them? And we're teaching them, give up. Don't pursue your dreams. You can never do this. And so that's something to think about too. And this made me start really thinking about this. You guys may not know, I host a internet radio show, and it's Wednesdays. It's on a Blog Talk Radio, and it's Wednesdays at noon Eastern. And this past week, we had a guest on. She's a certified health coach, and her name is Martine Foreman. I thought it was a very, very good interview. But one of the things she shared was, as a young child, she would watch her mom, you know, trying different diets and diet supplements and, you know, pills and this and that. And so that's what, you know, what she was seeing as, you know, healthy eating, nutrition, what she would see from her mom. And later on in life, her mom has health issues. But she was able to in college, make a shift, you know, and really Martine was overweight herself. She was a chubby kid. She's a beautiful girl, but still the chubby girl. But she had friends around her that helped her not have all of the low self-esteem issues, but she was still teased. There were different things that happened, but how she was developing her idea of how do you handle weight problems, how do you look at things, you know, by watching her parents, you know, and being able to think, well, you know, there's all these diets and supplements and pills out there. So it's the same concept when we're talking about our goals and how our children are watching our behavior. Kids are watching our behavior and the different things we do. And if we want to take the easy route and think that there's this magic pill or magic thing that's going to happen overnight, you know, is that really how it works? I mean, unless you have the rich uncle or aunt that's going to, you know, that passes away and leaves you everything, which for most of us is highly unlikely. When you think about it, the hard work and the peace that we need to be showing them about not giving up, So think about where you are right now at this point. It is the 30th of January, last Monday of the month. Sit down and go through your goals and assess and see, where are you? How much closer you are? Do you need to reshape them? Do you need to do something differently? Do you need to really consider to take a hard look at your values again and think, am I really making my values the priority here? Are they in alignment with the goals and different things that I'm looking for my life? So take a little time this week and think about your dreams. And actually, have you been dreaming? I can't think of it off the hand, but there's a poem by Langston Hughes, and I love it. A dream deferred. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. And so, are you that broken winged bird that can't fly because you've given up on your dreams? And see, that's not what I want for anybody out there. I think that we should all pursue our dreams, that we all can have success on our own terms and just, live a great life. But it's all defined according to what we see is great. You don't have to have the seat at the boardroom table. You don't have to be the millionaire. It's really and it's not a comfortable life either, but something that continues to motivate you, drive you, and a passionate life. That's what I'd love to see for everybody, that happy, passionate life. But if you're still dreaming, that you can create that for yourself. So take time to think about that. And again, if you are the type that needs somebody to hold you accountable, think about having a mentor, a coach, but somebody that you can trust, that is not going to just tell you what you want to hear, that when you're making excuses on why you're not accomplishing your goals, why you're not going for your dreams, that they're going to be right there building on your excuses and accepting your excuses. You want to be able to have that person who can really challenge you, who's going to call you on your crap, who's going to say, what the hell, seriously? That's what you want that person to be able to do, but you also need to be able to accept it and receive it from you when they're calling you on it. So being able to have that person who doesn't have a personal agenda, but only wants to see you succeed. And again, if that's not possible, where you don't have that person, consider being in a group, again, a mastermind, inner circle, but something that's going to really help you stay motivated and focused and inspired to reach your dreams, to achieve those goals. And spend time, you hear me talk about self-awareness and really knowing, who you are and what you want. A lot of times, especially women, will sit and they're so consumed with taking care of everybody else and going to work that they lose touch with what they want, what their dreams are. And so taking time to really see where you are right now in life. They have a lot of personalities assessments out there can help you kind of walk through and see, because you put on a mask and a front so much that you think that you're living this life and you're in alignment with everything, and then you realize when you take time to do the assessments and you raise your self-awareness, like, wow, I am not really being authentic with myself. I'm not really living out loud. How do I change this? What do I do? The two that I recommend, there's three. There's DISC. I am not certified in DISC, but I do know people who are. And then there's Myers-Briggs, the MBTI, the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, which I am certified in. And then there's the Energy Leadership Index Assessment, which I'm certified in. And each takes a different approach. But being able to do one of those, and there's also, I have one on my website that's a free one. And if you go to leadershipmasteryassessment.com, that provides you a lot. You take 5 minutes to take it, but it also raises your self-awareness. It begins for you to start really taking a hard look and thinking about it. But that's leadershipmasteryassessment.com. Highly, highly recommend it. Everyone that's taken it has told me it did provide insight for them. But that's another way to begin to raise your self-awareness and really, think about, where am I in my life? And don't get caught up in, I've talked to people who will say they're not where they thought they would be right now in their life. They don't have kids, or they're not married, or certain things didn't happen right now when they thought it was. But don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in dwelling in the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Because now, we've got now, and focus on the moment. Focus on moving forward. What is your life going to be like? What can you create? I do. I always have notes when I'm trying to think. You guys know I totally go off script most of the time, but I just want to make sure if there's something I left out that I wanted to touch on. Um, Once you spend time focusing on your self-awareness and you kind of, know, yes, these are the values I have. These are the goals I want, the dreams. And just keep reinforcing that every month. Because I said, I want to see you achieve your dreams, your goals, and I want to hear about it. If you set goals for the year, go ahead and you can email me, message me, email me at cowens@infinitycoaching.net, and just, share with me, hey, what's going on? And let me know what you're working on. I'm going to keep sharing tips and strategies on Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Or Thursday evening, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, and Fridays at 2 p.m. And then you can, if you go to my Instagram page, I'm always putting something there. And I just don't put the picture. I kind of put an explanation on, why I see that as an important quote or what you should be thinking about. So you can check me out on Instagram at Carolyn R. Owens, and to follow me on Twitter at Carol R. Owens. But to keep you, motivated and inspired and focus on those goals. So I said I'm here to share tips and strategies and kind of provide that assistance to say, hey, you guys go for this. I think 2017, it's a lot going on out there right now, and we've got to stay positive. We've got to be aware of who we are, and we can't be looking to blame everybody else for everything. We've got to take command of our lives and say, okay, what am I going to do with it? How can I make a difference? How can I make an impact? What kind of goals am I going to set? And know that, yeah, the kids are watching you. The kids around you are watching you, your nieces, your nephews, your cousins. And so how can you impact them? What can you take and teach them? If something touched you today that you can share with that kid that's in your life, again, be it your niece, nephew, your daughter, your son, and your teenager that's in high school, or kid that just went off to college, if you can share some of this with them, do, because you want them. They're our future. And that's something that's, as a mother, as a single parent, that's something that's very important to me. So I'm going to do this again at the end of the month. February's here. We can approach on that. I'm going to check in again, and I'm going to check in every month, end of the month, to see how are you guys moving forward. Because again, I want to see you achieve it. I want to see you dream it, believe it, work it, and achieve it. This is the year. Let's do this. So I will, again, any questions, cowens@infinitycoaching.net. Thank you guys. I appreciate every time that you show up here with me. If you're watching live, if you're listening to the replay or watching the replay, I appreciate you. I do. And until next time, again, Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Catch me on Instagram and Twitter. I will see you then. So until next time, here's to your success. See ya.